Hello, and today we're going to look at Last Ninja 3 on the C64. Um, I think, if I remember, this only came out on the C64 and the Atari ST and Amiga. I don't think it came out on the other 8 bits. And at the minute, we're looking at probably what's the best feature in the whole game is the opening intro, which was programmed by Cyberdyne Systems, who wrote Armalite on the 64. Robin Levy and Dan Phillips, John Kemp. Unfortunately, they only wrote the intro and they didn't actually write the game. It might have been a better game had they written the game, but or indeed had the game been written by John Twiddy, who wrote the first two games. But unfortunately, this is not the case. Not that it's a badly programmed game, but it's got some flaws, mostly game design flaws. And we're listening to a nice moody tune by Ryan Alhand, and he did an excellent work in this game. And indeed, the graphics themselves, mostly by Rob Levy, but some graphics by Arthur Van Joel, I think. The graphics continue the high standards set by its predecessors. Right, I'll just skip the intro here because it's getting a bit boring. Right. Right, and here we come to one of the game's flaws already, which is the multi-loads. Now, all the other games had the multi-load, but this one, I mean, at least they had nice bits of music to listen to, set the scene. But this is just takes place in a void. So I'll hit warp on the emulator here. There we go, and we're off. Now, at first glance, I mean, you can see the graphics are tremendously detailed and colourful. I mean, I'll be honest, in my opinion anyway, it has some of the best graphics of any 64 game I think you'll find, to be honest. And the animation is still quite good, but what strikes you right away is that the character handling, the controls themselves, they feel a bit sloppy. You don't quite have the same precision that you felt when you played the first two Last Ninja games. But the biggest problem is the level layout, which makes no sense whatsoever. It just doesn't make any sense. There's no logical. You can see the character AI is a bit ropey as well. But the level layouts themselves, they make no sense. If you try and draw them on a map, you can see that clearly they're just strung together screens with no logic behind them whatsoever. And it's not so bad on level 1, but when you start to play the later levels, it becomes clear. How do we get that? It's been a while since I've played this. I thought there'd be a sword there, but I can't seem to get it. Yeah, so the first two games were programmed by John Twiddy and graphics by Hugh Riley, but both had moved on by then. John Twiddy was off developing the cartridge system for the C64 console, of which this title was supposed to be on cartridge, but it never came out on cartridge, I think, or certainly never got a big release. I certainly never saw it in the shops, and I saw lots of cartridges, but I never saw this one. But it may have had a release. I can't remember off the top of my head. Now, one addition to the game is the Bushido system, which is represented by the dragon at the bottom middle of the status panel. And what happens is, if you take on an opponent with a better or equal weapon of your own, your Bushido goes up. But if your opponent's say unarmed and you've got a sword and you defeat him, your Bushido goes down. And your Bushido must be at full power to complete the level. I think there's a guardian at the end of each level, and you must have full Bushido to beat him. I'm just getting nowhere here because there's just no. Even if you play the first two Last Ninja games, there's a clear progression through the levels, and you can blunder your way through them, even if you don't really know where you're going. But here it's just there's no direction. It's just aimless where you're going. I would like to show you some of the later levels, because the graphics are great in some of those levels, but I just fell off a cliff. But unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get any further. I mean, I just can't stand this game. I mean, I'm a big fan of Last Ninja and Last Ninja 2. I think they're both terrific games. Okay, you could argue whether they're more style than substance, but especially the first one. But here it's all style and absolutely no substance. The gameplay is terrible. The puzzles make no sense. You know, if you took away the great graphics and music and all the presentation, I don't think anybody would be interested in playing this game, because it's just a travesty, really. It's a real blot on the first two games, in my opinion, anyway. I mean, there's some Last Ninja fans who reckon this is great and worthy, but I really don't know what they see in the game. And anybody who's managed to actually play all the way through this, you know, has my respect, because I just don't personally find it very enjoyable at all. There's nothing wrong with the program. The programming's great, and you know, it's just the controls are sloppy and the level layout is just terrible, just absolutely terrible. And the puzzles, they don't really make any sense. So yep, that's Last Ninja 3 for you. A real disappointment after the first two games. And even on the Amiga, if you play the Amiga version, it's slightly different, the Amiga version, but it's got the same flaws that this version has. I don't know where I'm going here. And it's a real shame that the talent behind this game, you know, behind the development, is just wasted on something that's just so badly flawed. Right, well, that's all for this video. Oh yeah, I didn't rate the game yet, did I? What I'm going to rate the game? Well, to be honest, I'll give it 3 out of 10. Because the gameplay for me anyway is below average, so clearly it's got to be less than 5. And look at this pathetic AI. I'll give it 3 out of 10. Just a real disappointment. Well, that's all for this video, and I have no plans to load this up anytime soon. I must admit. So, if you're a fan of this game, then by all means leave a comment and tell me where I've gone wrong. You know, tell me why you think it's great. You know, I'm fairly open-minded about these things, but I would be interested to see on why people would like this game. Right, okay, that's all for this video.